empathy and culture and ethics in the code. Like literally when you really deeply study the concepts of software development and engineering, and just even the platforms, are built around bias and discrimination and racism and exclusion. The fact that integration of platforms might be considered to be a bad thing, or the slave-master relationship is like integrated in there. But if we can get in and we write the code, I really think our inclusion will be necessary, and this might sound a little weird, but necessary for the survival. Like if y'all don't want to see the Matrix and where AI and all this stuff is going now, we need to be in the mix. And so I think that's the unfair advantage that we have, but also there are untapped markets that when you talked about Uber and you talk about Airbnb, like if we would have been on the product development team at Airbnb, we could have told you that some folks just not gonna let us, rent. Or folks would cancel rides. I mean, it's a little bit better than a taxi, right? Trying to catch a taxi from Manhattan to Harlem has gotten better, but they still, based upon name and pattern matching, can cancel. Like if we would have been on a product team, we could have basically said, hey, you're gonna have to watch out for this, build this into your terms of policy with your drivers. So I think by having people of color inside of the actual venture-backed funded product development teams, you'll see a better culture. And then everyone will make more money and get wealthier per se. And not just like wealthy for the sake of having money, but for the sake of having definitive freedom. And so I think, with closing, McKinsey study, this data that shows when women are on decision-making teams, the economic output is like 15% greater. When you have ethnic minorities on a decision-making team, it's 35% greater. So in all reality, like what should be the most sought after archetype of a person on the planet to be in tech is really a Black woman or Hispanic woman. If you combine the 15% you get in gender and the 35% you get with African American, Latinx, and immigrants, and you combine that we are really the investable archetype, and then you combine that to include our white brothers and sisters and the knowledge that's there, that's where you get the true inclusion that would give us that economic output.